The video opens with a haunting visual of feet treading on sharp knives. This transitions into a vast, shimmering blue ocean. A close-up on the youngest mermaid's face, filled with a mix of pain and longing. We see a magnificent coral palace deep beneath the sea, glowing with bioluminescence. While her sisters play with pearls, the youngest mermaid sits alone in her garden. She gazes at the prince statue, her anchor lost in thought as she touches its cold marble face. The grandmother tells stories of the human world and immortal souls. Visualizations of the world above appear in bubbles, trees and sunlight, and the music of humans. The mermaid's expression shifts from curiosity to a deep, transformative desire, a celebratory scene for her 15th birthday. Sisters are granted permission to swim to the surface. The youngest mermaid prepares for her turn, looking up at the distant, flickering light of the surface. The scene ends with her powerful upward swim, breaking the surface of the water as the sun sets, marking the beginning of her journey toward her destiny. When the mermaid finally surfaced, the dazzling world was not a peaceful beach, but a battle for survival between man and nature. The prince's ship shone like stars, a stark contrast to the deep darkness of the ocean. The terrifying storm that erupted was the first test. She didn't save him out of duty, but out of a protective instinct. He mustn't die. She used all her strength to bring him ashore, giving him the kiss of life, but had to retreat into the shadows when she saw a figure approaching. This is the most heartbreaking segment. The prince awakens and sees a maiden. In a state of confusion, the human brain always believes in the tangible reality before its eyes. He attributes his gratitude to the wrong person, sowing the seeds of a tragedy. The mermaid's silence began here. She loved him in quiet action. But the world only acknowledges what is openly declared. Unwilling to succumb to the fate of a stranger, the mermaid seeks out the sea witch's village. This is not just a journey, but a plunge into the darkness of the soul. She doesn't deceive, she simply offers a harsh, fair deal. The witch represents the brutal reality of life. Every desire has its price, physical pain. Each step is like treading on thousands of sharp knives. This symbolizes the extraordinary effort of those who want to change their destiny. She takes away her voice, the only weapon she has to explain the truth to the prince. She enters the human world crippled in communication, left with only her eyes and sincerity. The witch issued an ultimatum. If the prince marries someone else, you will dissolve into sea foam at dawn. This was a life-or-death gamble, where she staked her entire life on the heart of a man. The mermaid accepted drinking the burning liquid not out of foolishness, but because she understood that to achieve a noble goal, one must dare to sacrifice. Stepping ashore, the mermaid officially enters the world she has always dreamed of. But not with a dazzling red carpet, but with agonizing pain, agony in silence. Every step she takes in the palace is a true physical torture. Each step is like walking on sharp knives. Yet, miraculously, she still dances. She uses her pain to gain the presence of the one she loves. The irony of fate. The prince cherishes her, considering her a soulmate, but his heart always yearns for the girl in the temple. He confides in her about his love for another, unaware that his savior is standing right before him. Wedding on the ship. The climax of the tragedy is when they arrive at the neighboring kingdom. When the prince saw the princess, he exclaimed, "Destiny has brought us back together." The ringing of the wedding bells was also the death knell for the mermaid. The final dance that night, she danced one last time under the moonlight. It was the dance of a soul about to vanish. She no longer suffered from the pain of her legs. She suffered from the eternal silence. She did not resent the prince, nor did she hate the princess. She accepted that love is not about possession, but about witnessing the happiness of the one she loves. As the first rays of dawn were about to touch the sea, the boundary between life and death was fragile. The sacrifice of her family. Her sisters emerged from the waves, their beautiful long hair gone. They gave her a magical knife to cut the red thread, the thread of destiny, the choice of selflessness. Holding the knife, looking at the prince sleeping beside his new bride, the mermaid made a decision that defied the witch's rules. She threw the knife into the sea. She chose death to preserve the happiness of the one she loved. The power of the heartbeat. Just as she was about to dissolve into sea foam, a miracle occurred. The prince awoke with a start, his true memories flooding back through a soul connection. He realized that those eyes, that heart, were the ones who had saved him from the storm. The happy ending. The curse vanished. Her voice returned to its clear, melodious tone. The princess of the neighboring kingdom, with a compassionate heart, smiled and blessed them. The mermaid not only gained the prince's love, but more importantly, she found the immortal soul. The video concludes with an image of the ocean rejoicing. The final message conveyed to us is, happiness lies not in what we possess, but in what we are willing to give. The story concludes with a brilliant sunbeam on the sea, but its lasting impact leaves us with an invaluable lesson. The mermaid didn't find immortality from the witch's magic, but from the kindness in her own heart. Life may take away your voice, it may make every step you take painful, but no one can take away your right to choose goodness. When you are ready to give love without expecting anything in return, that's when you create miracles. If you were in that moment of dawn, holding the magic knife, would you choose to save yourself or sacrifice? Does true love always need a happy ending, like in the movies, or is the sacrifice itself a noble reward? Comment. Please leave your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your perspective on the red thread symbol in this version. Subscribe and like if you enjoy this insightful analysis of fairy tales. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel today. Click the little bell icon to not miss the next journeys exploring the magical world with me. Thank you for accompanying me to the very last moments of the vast ocean. See you in the next magical stories.